Last Friday in this remote U.S. military outpost on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, 1A, U.S. military private contractor who cycles through every 9 days working on the island for ongoing maintenance of military hardware reported an enormous, unprecedented buildup of U.S. Air Force bombers, both B-1s and B-2s. Some were painted flat black. On a related note, this past week the U.S. Air Force was caught dressing up its warplanes disguised as Russian aircraft that would likely be used in false flag operations to blame Russia for aggression it didn't commit. The civilian contractor on Diego Garcia stated that far more activity was witnessed than any time prior in the 9 years he's been on the job there. He reports that under the tightest security the government has blocked off access roads and that so many warplanes have been assembled on the island that aircraft are now being parked on blocked-off roads. A count of over a dozen refueling tankers were sighted and flights were taking off on the average of every 15 minutes. He also observes the tent city that sprang up includes temporary barracks and hangars for both U.S. Air Force and Navy personnel. His ex-Air Force co-worker speculated that the ultra-tight security and sudden influx of so much activity is characteristic of top-secret nuclear weapons movement. Speaking of which, the eyewitness also noticed that 6-8 U.S. Navy vessels were offshore and the island docks were busily unloading countless pallets of bombs. Obviously sneaky Obama is up to something very big against his targeted Cold War enemies, potentially including nuclear-powered Russia and China. Even the Sunday edition of the British rag The Daily Star ran the headline U.S. nuclear attack warning upgraded to level 3 as Russian threat goes beyond Cold War. Though midway through the article the Star quietly backtracks from its sensational headline claiming the U.S. government has not officially released any public notice that the U.S. is currently on DEFCON level 3, it references its breaking news headline based on the conspiracy theory website defconwarningsystem.com. In any event, only 3 previous times in U.S. history has Washington issued a DEFCON Level 3 warning as its official nuclear war alert index, the last time being on September 11. This particular level on the Chiefs of Staff developed defense readiness condition entails a nuclear attack readiness that the U.S. Air Force is prepared to mobilize a nuclear strike within a 15-minute period. Level 3 also calls for the federal plan to take immediate effect that will maintain continuity of government services in response to imminent threat of any national emergency or crisis. Though true to form, the most secretive U.S. president in history, Barack Obama and his neocons, are choosing to not publicly disclose this Level 3 grave danger facing the American people, admitting the U.S. is on the brink of nuclear war against Russia. For many years now the powers that shouldn't be have been secretly preparing for this nuclear showdown moment. The 5-level alert system ranges from level 5 at no threat at all to level 1 which is all-out nuclear war within the hour. Despite Washington's official non-disclosure, a reasonable chance exists that we could be headed toward level 2, signifying an urgent readiness to deploy an armed attack within 6 hours in what would most likely amount to a nuclear exchange with one or more adversaries, Russia and China, resulting in mutually assured destruction, MAD. That's long been an integral part of U.S. national security policy and strategic military doctrine. During the first Cold War MAD prevented either side from pushing the nuke button due to the principle of deterrence motivating both parties to not dare engage in such insanely suicidal behavior. However, the puppet masters and their neocon lunatics presently calling the shots are operating from a deluded sense of false security, believing that when safely cloistered in their luxurious underground bunkers, they're capable of surviving a nuclear holocaust at the Earth's surface.